Hello and welcome to this week's Craft and Chat. I'm Amanda Fowler and I'm live on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much if you are joining me live today. And thank you very much for watching the replay. We have 20 minutes or so of chatting and then I'm going to get crafting. So how are we today? How's your world? We seem to have apocalyptic weather currently here in the UK, and I am well aware that across the world the weather is continuing to cause problems. So do let me know how you're doing, and can you see blue skies? That would be really nice. So let me just double check that I am live exactly where I should be, because that is pretty important. And yeah, we are all good. Okay. So I've grabbed some coffee. I've had a busy day already this morning. I've been to have my hair cut. Short hair. Been to have my hair cut, and I've got 3 lives today. So obviously I'm here live now. I have my team live on a Tuesday at 4 o'clock, and then it's craft along tonight. I am really looking forward to that. Craft along is one of my favorite evenings of the month, so I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of you then. So Ali's here, she can hear and see me. Good. Michelle's here and Donna's here. So Oz is in the house as well. Awesome. So hi Sarah. So here's a question for you. Favorite flowers. Favorite flowers. What are your favorite flowers? And I'm talking about flowers that you would have in the house. So cut flowers that you would sort of give or receive as a gift. The reason I'm asking the question is because, as I said, I was at the hairdresser's this morning, and as I walked in, this horrendous smell greeted me, and it was like, oh, and I knew exactly what it was before I took 2 steps into the hairdressers. It was the biggest vase of lilies I think I've ever seen. It was like, I don't know, this big. Honestly, it was huge. And I think they're called stargazer lilies, the ones that sort of open out and they've got stripes and speckly bits inside. And I hate the smell of lilies. And I know I'm not the only one. Some people love it. I just really, really don't like it. And unfortunately for me, I didn't actually know I didn't like the smell of lilies until I had them in my wedding bouquet. So when I got married, I just kept giving my bouquet to other people to hold. I mean, it was beautiful, but the smell of the lilies was just horrible. So yeah, so I don't like lilies. I don't like lilies. So I love roses. Roses are one of my favorite flowers, and freesias. So they both make really good cut flowers. And I want to say Alastramera. It's probably not how you say it, or indeed how you how you spell it. But they kind of look like baby lilies. They're really, really pretty, but they don't smell like lilies. So there we go. So I would love to know whether or not you like lilies too. But what other flowers do you love? So let's have a look. Good afternoon, Deborah. Ali likes tulips and roses. So tulips, I'm sure I heard a tip about tulips. There is something that you need to do to tulips. Is it put a penny in the vase or cut the stems a certain way? Because they flop over, don't they? So is there a trick? Deborah loves old-fashioned roses, like cottage garden flowers. Yeah, old-fashioned roses. Roses that actually smell of rose. Yeah, because so many of them don't now. They've kind of been bred out of them. Sue's here. Good afternoon. Mum's here. Hello, Mum. Sarah loves gerberas. Yeah, they're beautiful too. I don't know, they always make me smile. They're big, happy smiley flowers, aren't they? Oh, Chris and Angela are here too from Damp Newbury. Yeah, Stamp down here too. Hi, Rob. Hello. Oh, Ali had a bouquet of arum lilies for her wedding. Yeah, but did you like the smell, Ali? Irises, orchids, and fuchsias, says Donna. I love orchids. So we have about 8, maybe 10, 11 orchid plants in our house. In my office behind me, the window is north facing, and the orchids all live on that window and like on the window ledge and in the bathroom. So they do really, really well there. But they're orchid plants. A pin through the stem, Deborah, for tulips. Yeah, I knew there was something fancy you had to do. And Ali's saying put coppers in the vase. So put a penny in the vase then. Brilliant. Chris loves lupins and gladioli. Yeah, Michelle's saying poke tulips with a pin. Hi, Margaret. Ali's saying her fairies had gerbera wands at her wedding. Oh, okay. So the type of lilies Ali had weren't overpowering. Sue has lots of orchids too. They're her favorite. Yeah, I love them. And it's really for me, orchids are really good because they just keep flowering. And I know that's probably got something to do with the fact that Brian actually waters them. House plants and me, in fact, kind of any plants really, and me, I either kill them with neglect or I kill them with kindness. And to be fair, quite often it's I kill them with kindness because I just watered them too much. But Brian looks after the orchids. and they flower really well. Anne is here. Hi, Anne. Thank you for your email the other day, Anne. I'm a little bit behind on my emails. I will be replying very soon. Okay, so if you've just joined us, we're talking about flowers and the types of flowers that we love to receive. I think it's really interesting. The variety of flowers that we can get now. And we've got a section of the garden that I want to turn into like a cut flower garden because I love having flowers in the house, but obviously it's expensive, isn't it? So So I figured that I would try and grow some flowers to put, to be able to cut them to go in the house. So if anybody has any gardening tips of flowers that I might be able to grow and cut, that would be really, really good. Okay. Right. So I had a really busy crafting weekend. We had the watercolor with heat embossing class Friday and Saturday. Obviously, we've got craft along tonight for those of you that are joining us. And I just wanted to say that next month's craft along, we are going to be using, got to find the right page. We're going to be using these products, Storybook Moments. So particularly the papers. So they're on page 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. It's a big product suite. So we're going to be using those for the February craft along. So if you want to get your order in to get a free craft along, or if you want to just purchase the class, you can do that, but you have to do it by the end of January, which is Friday. And as a public service announcement for those of us who are self-employed, if you haven't done your tax return yet, you've got till Friday. I always remind everybody. Mine's done and in and paid and sorted. So that's all good. Ali's saying her spider plant is looking a bit sick since she transferred it into a new pot. Yeah, I'm not always convinced that houseplants want to be repotted. It's as though they get grumpy and they don't like it. Right. So, Anne, I tried to say that earlier. Alstroemeria. Yeah, so I love those. They're one of my favorite flowers. If I can find a bouquet with those in, I will always go for that. So they're good to grow. Okay, so are they like a tuber or a seed or a, I love to garden. I love to be in the garden, but I'm not very talented. I need help. Ali said she didn't repot it. She just put the actual pot into another pot. Oh. It's interesting. See, it's got a grump. Not happy. Yeah. Okay. So, a few things to tell you about Stampin' Up. We have got mini catalogue. No, annual catalogue. We have mini catalogue. We have that's the back. Celebration going on. I heard this morning that there is going to be a second release of celebration items on Tuesday next week. So quite often Stampin' Up does this. We have like the first release and then we have some more items available. I don't know what they are. And yeah, I know nothing. Know nothing about it. I just know that it's coming. So on Tuesday morning, when I get the email, I will let you know. And obviously, any new stuff will show up on the Stampin' Up website anyway. Showing the online store. Sometimes they put catalog items in as free celebration choices. Sometimes they've got new products, different products. Yeah, so I don't know what's coming, but so it'll be as much of a surprise for me as it is for you. Hi, Lynn. How are you, lovely? Anne is saying that the Alstroemeria, I still don't think I'm saying that right, is a lily bulb. Okay. I will put that on my list then. and see if I can find some. And it's the bizarre thing to me because you've obviously said it's a lily bulb. I'm assuming it's a lily, but it doesn't smell hideously like lilies. Oh, they're horrid. Right. Okay. So celebration's running. 3 products with a £55 order and multiples of that. Lots of people joining, which is amazing, and I'm thrilled for so many reasons. It's a great community and you're going to get a great discount. And I have to say, what is it? Let me see. £160 worth of products for £99, or £130 worth of products, 2 packs of markers, and that awesome stamp set. Let me show you. It's really lovely. So you can have that as well if you want to. So a great time to join. Let me know if you want more information or if you just want the link, because sometimes you've made a decision, you don't need to chat to me about it, you just want to do it, and that's great too. Okay, so today I thought I would share with you a new bundle that I've got to find now. It is on page 50 of the mini catalogue. It's called Memorable Blooms, and it's a stamp set and die bundle. It's a red rubber stamp set, a cling stamp set. I've got the dies and everything to show you, but first up, I thought I would remind you how to mount your red rubber stamps, because I have new people joining all the time, people finding me online, and welcome if this is your first time here, and thank you for coming back if you've been here before. But you know, when a set of cling stamps arrives, you might not know exactly what you're supposed to be doing with them. So I thought I would share that as well. I've got 3 cards to make and a little bit of colouring to do. Not a lot of colouring, but a little bit. So let me get this camera sorted out. There we go. Move that back. Ooh. Click, click. More clicking. Okay, let me move the chamois out of the way. Ooh. I seem to have a lot of shadow here. Hang on. Let me see if I can deal with that. Oh, actually not better. That's weird. Okay, just move those baskets out of the way a little bit. Hopefully that's a little bit better. It's just kind of weird. Okay, so this is the stamp set. You've got 3 images. So you've got this big floral image, a little floral image, and a sort of leaf image. But then you've got quite a few sentiments. I love this. Thanks so much. And you are awesome. I say that a lot. So I'm really pleased to have that on a stamp. And you've been on my mind, actually, is something that sometimes we don't know exactly what to say, do we? And that's just a lovely sentiment as well. So again, Amanda's favourite styles of sentiments, script and block together. So yeah, so that's good. And then I'll come back to that in a second. I'm just going to show you the dies first. So the dies are very cool. You've got 3 that cut out the floral and leaf images. So they're really straightforward. And then you've got 3 other dies. So you've got this leaf die, which is really useful. It's quite long, actually. There you go. You can see that better there. It's quite long, and it's got the sort of cut lines in each leaf, which is really nice. And it's slightly curved. It's not hugely curved, but sort of a natural curve. So that's really pretty. So that's the leaves, and you can never have too many leaves. And then you've got these 2 dies, which kind of go together and can be used separately. So if you put this on a piece of card, obviously you've got to pretend that that's the same color, but you would end up with this. So I'm going to bring it up to show you. So you've got a stitched edge on your, I'm going, is it, yes, it's an octagon, isn't it? 2, 4, yeah, it's an octagon. It's not a hexagon, it's an octagon. So you've got a stitched edge there. And then you've got this really lovely patterned edge. Come on, camera. I just want it to actually, can you see that? Hopefully you can. So it gives you this beautiful edge and obviously an aperture. So what you can do obviously is put a piece of card on the inside. Yeah, you could just stick the piece of card in there and stamp on that and layer things and so on. So that's really cool. So that's this particular die. So you can actually see you've got a cut line and then 2 decorative lines as well. You've then got this die, which is designed to go, so you can cut it like that together, or you can have already cut out your octagon and then die cut it. And what it gives you is this. So you've got 4 flowers and some leaves. It can go all sorts of different ways. Really, really pretty. And obviously you've got that decorative edge as well. So the dies are really cool. Okay, let me put those bits back, as otherwise I'll be looking for stuff in my baskets in a minute and they won't be there. So yeah, really pretty. And I hadn't got any hexagons. So it's no octagons. Octagons. I've got lots of shapes, but not that shape. So it had to go on the list. So that's the dies. So the stamps are cling. So they are red rubber stamps. So when the stamp set comes to you, you'll have a sheet of stickers and the red rubber stamps will look like this. And they're all die cut. And all you need to do is pop the die cuts out and put the stickers on. Now, lots of people have different ways of doing this, and I am sure lots of you, I'm sure you could put in the comments if you do it the same as me or if you do it differently. This is the way I've always done it. There may well be a better way. You can tell me. So I've got 2 left. So I'm just going to do the little one first, and then I'll do the big one. So you take it out, and then it's got a backing on it. So you just peel the paper backing off. And if you don't want to put a sticker on, you can actually stick this onto the block. So it will, you can just press it on and it will stick on the block. I prefer to put it onto the sticker. Now, sometimes, and it's happened with this one, sometimes where particularly on a word stamp, sometimes where it's die cut, it's a bit off center. So can you see that the words here are a bit higher up? And if you look at this, on the sticker, it's not as high. So I'm going to show you how I fix that problem, because I want the words to match where they are on the stamp and where they are on the sticker. So I'm going to just pop that down for now. So you've got 2 sides to this sticker sheet, and what you're looking for is the sticker, but it's actually got a cutout so you can actually peel the backing paper off. So let's do that. So we've peeled it off, and then I pick this up and stick it down. Now, as I said, I'm going to offset this a little bit because where the letters are is slightly higher on the stamp. So I'm going to stick that down. And what's going to happen now is, instead of the sticker being perfectly aligned, it's going to be a bit too high here. I'm hoping you can see that, a bit too high here and not quite high enough here, because I'm going to trim off some of this rubber. And I know when I do this, people panic because I'm kind of ruining my stamp. I'm not ruining it, I'm just trimming it. So I'm just going to trim. And actually, those of you that have been around for a long time, we used to have to trim every single stamp set. They didn't come die cut. So yeah, we used to trim everything. So I'm now just going to trim the sticker just to make sure that the sticker fits. I shouldn't be using my ribbon scissors really, but I don't know where my other scissors are. So there we go. So that's done. And then I'll just show you again. I saved the big floral image till last because it's just a nice easy one to do. So I've peeled it off, and then with a big image, what you're trying to do is to make sure that the whole of this is covered by the sticker. So just sort of position it in the gap and pop it down and then peel it up, and it's done. Now, I don't save this, and in actual fact, I don't save this bit either. I now stick these to the inside case. Now, several things to be aware of. This sticky is now uber sticky. It's like, yeah, it's really, really sticky. So particularly with a new stamp, when you are lifting it either off a block or out of your case, just gently ease it up. Don't kind of get hold of a skinny end and yank it, because what can happen is you can actually pull the rubber off the foam. Okay, I don't want you to ruin your stamps in the first couple of minutes of getting them. So I just stick them down like that, and obviously they are designed to fit. They are designed to fit. Now, there are lots of things that you can do with this. Some people actually cut shapes and use them as stamps. That works really well. You can use it as packaging, you know, like to protect things if you're sending things in the post, that kind of stuff. So, you know, I currently don't have a use for it. But if you've got good use for them, then do let me know. Sue says she remembers it well. Yeah. I've still got the special rubber scissors that we had. They're not in the catalogue anymore. But they were really short, stubby scissors, and they were really sharp. And I know they were really sharp because one day I cut a chunk out of my finger as I was trying to trim a set of stamps. But yeah, I am truly grateful that Stampin' Up now die cut these, even if sometimes they are very slightly offset. So if you find that when you're stamping you get a little bit of like a halo, you can just trim off those stamps. So there we go. So that is how to do your mount your stamps. Let me just get a sheet of grid paper. And figure out which cards I'm going to do first. I think we'll start out with some colouring in. How about that? I've got blends, I've got Memento, but I've also got early espresso as well. Okay, so these are some of my favorite dots. I used them last week, I think. These are the rainbow adhesive backed dots, but I've also got some rhinestones, because seriously, you can never have too many rhinestones. So I have got, I thought I'd go yellow. In actual fact, those of you that are doing the craft along, there's a lot of yellow tonight as well. Yellow is just the spring color to me. That's, yeah, and it's probably the daffodils and the forsythias. So this is Lemon Lolly, and I have embossed Lemon Lolly as well, and I used the So Swirly embossing folder. Now we've got lots of different embossing folders now. So we've got, I'm going to show you this one as well in a minute. But we've got these that do as like a standard card front. We've got 6x6s, and then these are 8x6. So they're huge. So if you're doing a big card front or you're doing a scrapbook page, they work really well. So I've got that, but I need to trim this. I purposely just gave myself the option of doing different things today. There we go. So we've got, lemon lolly and lemon lolly. Love doing that. Love adding a little bit of texture with an embossing folder. And then I'm going to stamp this. And then I'm going to trim it. So what I actually want to do is just make this absolutely the focal point of the card. And I'm going to pop it down like so. So I didn't actually measure what size the cardstock was going to be. I've just brought some old olive card with me as well. So I can trim this and then trim the old olive to be a layer to go with. So let's see what size it needs to be. Let's go for 4 by 3. Well, that works easy. But let's have a look. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So we're going to go down to 2 and 3, 4 and 3, 3 and 3/4 by 2 and 3/4. There we go. So then this piece will be 3 by 4. Okay. So you can always, whenever you're matting and layering like this, you can do it either way. You can either stamp it on the size of card that you want it to go on, or you can figure it out. And basically, that's what I did. I would figure it out. And then we're going to add a sentiment down there at the bottom. So let's get the blends out and do a little bit of colouring in. Not with that end though, that's a brush tip end. Do not want to colour in with that. As always, when I'm using blends, I start with my dark colour first, going over sort of the lines that the artist has put in. And then I go in and blend with the lighter colour to soften everything out, and it just makes it easier to get sort of like a tonal effect. And when you're using your blends, just go in one direction. And if you find that what you've coloured in isn't blending, oftentimes it could be, so like these pieces up here that I've done with dark already, could just be that it's dried. So if you just go over it with your lighter colour just to start the ink moving again, and just give it a second to kind of reactivate the ink, it will then start moving. I missed quite a few leaves that time round. Does anyone know what flowers these are? I often ask. I'm never entirely sure. And they do have sort of rose tones to me, but like old-fashioned roses, briar type roses. Okay, so now I'm just adding a little bit of colour onto the stems. There isn't actually anywhere to colour in. I'm just kind of going over the lines. It just softens it a little bit and adds a bit more interest and depth. Then I'm going to use the daffodil on the buds, and so this is the dark daffodil, and I'm just going to use it on the buds and the tiny flowers, and then I'm going to use the lemon on the others. So that's the other daffodil. That's the dark lemon lolly. So I'm going to do that. In the centres. And sort of in the bits that will be in shadow. And then go in with the light. And just by using 2 shades of yellow, it just, again, adds a bit more interest to your image. And I might actually just go back in to the centre of these with some daffodil as well. Just show you. Oh, Dino's saying lemon lolly's favourite. Yellow kind of doesn't tend to be a colour I pick up sort of straight away, but I'm loving how you can see there that the lemon lolly and the daffodil is just sort of giving you lots of different shades and tones. Just going to add a bit more shading on those leaves. So we're looking a bit one-dimensional. There we go. There. Such a pretty stamp. And there's a lot of foliage on this, actually. Quite often with a floral stamp, it's, you know, the flowers are front and center. But with this, they're sort of hidden in the same way that like a briar rose would be hidden. So let's map that onto there and decide. Get that on there as well. And then we can figure out what we're going to do. Sentiment wise. So let's see. Do I have enough? Oh, maybe I do. We'll see. So let me get another stamp and memento. Let's see. Let's try that again. That's 2 stamps, 2 rubbish stamps. Sometimes I get emails and people say, you never make mistakes on your videos. And it's like, oh, yeah, I do. I so do. My crafting is not always perfect. And if you watch enough of my videos, you will know that. I get measurements wrong. I do things upside down. And sometimes I have a dodgy stamp. It happens. But it's only cardstock. And there's always more cardstock. And there's always the emergency side with cardstock. Anybody would think I did that on purpose. Hey. Ah. Right. So that's about there. Ta-da. Perfect. Let's just stick that together. So that's going on there. Let's get some foam pads. Or some foam remnants. There we go. Thanks, Margaret, saying it's looking really spring-like. Yeah, it's what we need. Spring is coming. All right, so that's going to go on there like that. And then this, oh, it's kind of, yeah, I'm going to put it in the middle there. So I'm going to put foam at the bottom, dimensionals at the bottom. That's the top. Let's try that again. Dimensionals at the bottom, because this is on dimensionals. So it will then just, I can put, oh, what happened there? Did you, did I disappear then? I hope I didn't. My computer did something really weird. I looked up and the screen was gone. There we go. And actually what I might do is put a little bit of ribbon on there. I'll see. Or, oh, hang on. Hang on. If I lift that up, let's just see. Just everybody hold your breath while I try and do this. So if I lift that up like that, look, that's better because then I'm not covering over the leaves. Better? Yeah, better. Okay, well, one down. Got 2 more cards to make. 10 minutes left. Let's go quick. So this time I am using, so I've got Daffodil Card Blank, and this is Old Olive. Now, this is this stamp, this embossing folder. It's called Starstruck. If you're doing craft along, you will have at least 3 pieces of this in your kit. It's, if you look really carefully, the center is a star, but it looks from a distance like a flower. Really, really pretty. So that is going on there. And then I have one of the white octagons and a Daffodil Delight octagon. It's going to go on there like that. Now, if you're doing this at home, I would recommend that you use the adhesive sheets if you've got them, or a fine tip glue. I've just got my Tombow and I'm just putting a few tiny dabs of glue on there and then sticking it down over the top. Look how pretty that die cut is. Oh, thanks, Chris, saying that I didn't disappear. Truly grateful. Thank you. Okay. So now this time I thought I would use this sentiment. You mean the world to me. And Old Olive ink pad. Oh dear. Okay. We don't do that. We put the stamp on first, then we ink it. It's because I've only got 10 minutes left. Right, let's try that again, shall we? Let's see. Let's see if that sits on there like that. Aye. Hi, Anne. Lovely to see you. And we need a little bit of trimming. And then this will go on here. So this has only got obviously this tiny bit of stamping here, and the rest is die cut or embossed. And sometimes that's what you want with a card. You want to use your die cuts. So let's get the embossing. No, dimensionals. Ugh, losing my words now. Better get some more dimensionals for ready for the class tonight. So I'm using all the little end bits. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then I am going to put that. Oh, decisions. I want to put it offset. I'm actually going to offset that. Look, wonky. And offset that. Such a beautiful die cut, isn't it? Okay, 2 cards. 5 minutes to go. At the end of the day, it's only because I say I'll finish at 3 o'clock. I'm not going to get thrown out of YouTube at 3 o'clock, am I? So, or Facebook at 3 o'clock. But just in case, you know. Another, we're going to go daffodil. Oh, guess who's got elements of text out again? What can I tell you? It's just necessary. It is just necessary. Okay. So I need... Ooh. I've got 2 lots of the die cut leaves. We are going to use the little stamp. Where's the little stamp? Da, da, da. This one. Eek. Bear with me. I'm never going to finish on time now. I'm missing 2 ink pads. I'll be back. I'll leave these 2 for you to look at just for a second. I'll be back in a sec. I grabbed glue supplies at the same time. Okay, right. Put those to one side so I don't get ink on them. I need that piece. That's for the inside. Oh, there we go. Okay, so crumb cake ink. Ink it up. Stamp it off. Stamp it down. We need the early espresso ink. For this piece. Now, obviously, you can, got the dies, you can die cut this. But I'm going to have to fussy cut it with the big scissors, which is a bit silly. So I managed to remember to grab the glue whilst I was down there, but not the scissors. It's because I had a big tidy up on Saturday after my heat embossing and watercolouring class. and I take everything from the studio, take it downstairs, put it away. And I obviously tidied up the scissors that should live up here. So I'll get them ready for my class tonight. But it's okay, just to show you, you can cut with any kind of scissors, really. All right, so there we go. So isn't that pretty? So again, I'm going to use the same colours. I'm just going to do a bit of daffodil. Because this is water-based ink, so it's the early espresso water-based ink, just go steady. The alcohol markers play really nicely with it. But if it starts to bleed or not behave the way you want it to, then just let it dry a little bit and then you can go again. Bit more colour. Just tiny. And then this one. But really pretty. Really pretty floral image. Okay, so I'm going to move those two on the side. So we're going to trim down these leaves. So I just want, I'm going to put my flower there. So I want the leaves to be sort of coming out, but not overlapping too much. And then we need the "You Are Awesome" stamp. As I said, I use that a lot. And I'm going to pop that down there. Hi, Holly. Thank you. So because what I want these to do is to kind of be quite three-dimensional, is I'm only going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom part of this where the flower's going to go. So I don't want it to go over the edge of the white. So we're just going to stick it down like so. And then the flowers can go over the top. So again, if you're use dimensionals. Ooh. If you can get in your dimensional packet. Put 3 of them on to make sure it's nice and secure. And then we need some rhinestones on this, or maybe some of the yellow. Let's have a look. Let's decide. So that's going to go on there like so. I'm going to layer that one onto Old Olive. Whoa! Try not to break your leaves. Hang on, I'm going to have to stick that down now. It hasn't torn, but nearly. So there we go. Let's pop that down. Onto the card. So, rhinestones, I think. Oh. Yeah, rhinestones. Needs the sparkle. Ooh. And one at the top somewhere. There we go. There. Okay, so let me just move all the rubbish out of the way. Close up the ink pad because we know what's going to happen there. Look at all this. Ta-da! It's like I was never here. Okay. So that's the card I've made. So that's the first one. That's the one sort of all the die cuts. And there we go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you've enjoyed the cards. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook. And if you pop over to my blog, which is www.inspiringinking.com, you can sign up there for my email mailing list newsletter as well. All of the products are available in my online store. And if you go to inspiringinking.com, you will see the shop with me links there. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me today. I really appreciate you hanging out. So thank you so much. I will see you all again next week. Well, in actual fact, I'll see lots of you tonight. It's craft along. But everyone else, I will see you next week. Take care till then. Goodbye.